ever to that time, 135,000, jammed Churchill Downs. They had come to see the big red chestnut with 3 white feet prove that a bold roller colt could go 1.25 miles. The field of 13 went to the post. As expected, Secretariat came out of post position 10 slowly and settled into last place as they passed the stands for the first time. He had been syndicated for $6 million in a deal put together before he ever ran a race as a 3-year-old. The deal stipulated that he would race only for this season. His insurance for that year cost $500,000, so this was valuable property trailing the field. After winning the Bayshore and the Gotham in New York, he had been upset in the Wood Memorial, finishing 3rd behind Angle Light and Sham. Just the same, he was made a solid favorite in the Derby, and the bettors knew what they were doing on this day. Secretariat picked up horses all the way down the backstretch, then made a big move on the turn. At the quarter pole, Sham took the lead from the speedball Shecky Green. It became a 2-horse race, Secretariat and Sham battling down the stretch. Sham's rider was Lafitte Pinkai, known as the strongest jockey in the game in a stretch drive. But in the end, it was Secretariat, smoothly switching into overdrive, winning the Derby in a record time that would last for many years. The 2nd straight Derby win for owner Chenery, trainer Lauren, and jockey Turcotte. Now on to Pimlico.
And they're off. On the early lead, that Deadly Dream on the outside, a Coley-Taj. Then it's also Torsion on the outside. They're coming wide. It's a Coley-Taj getting it, and he's moving away by about 2.5 as they pass the stands. Settling into 2nd, Torsion. Sham has good position, 3rd on the rail. It's another 3 lengths back, Deadly Dream. Then our native and Secretariat is last again as they move into the first turn. They're into the turn. A Coley-Taj has it by 2 lengths. Torsion 2nd by a length, and then Sham 3rd. Sham under an easy hold right now. But here comes Secretariat. He's moving fast, and he's going to the outside. He's going for the lead, and it's right now he's looking for it. Ronnie Turcotte sends him alongside a Coley-Taj.
From there on, it was a duplicate of the Derby, except that this time, Secretariat was in charge all the way. Sham, 2nd in the Derby, would be 2nd again, and our native once more was 3rd, and the margins were exactly the same. 2.5 lengths to Sham, another 8 to our native. Again, the Daily Racing Form clocker had it as a track record, but the official clock, which may have malfunctioned, said otherwise, and that was that. It was a great day for Meadows Stable, even though the owner was burned by a cigarette, her husband's pocket was picked, and her car was hit in the parking lot. How could that matter when you own Secretariat? Belmont Day was hot and humid. There were 5 horses, but everyone was watching just 2, Secretariat and Sham. Jockey Turcotte had noticed in the warm-up that Sham didn't look as sharp as usual, so he decided to test him early. Sham stayed with him for a while, but by the halfway mark, Secretariat was drawing away. At the half-mile pole, he led by 7. Sham faded and eventually finished last. It may have been the greatest performance ever anywhere. 31 lengths in world record time. Penny Chenery thought of her father, who had died a few months before, and savored the great victory. But even Secretariat was made of flesh and blood. Saratoga, that beautiful spa in upstate New York, is known as the House of Upsets, and one was waiting for Secretariat in the Whitney Stakes. Trainer Alan Jerkins, who specializes in surprises, had a 4-year-old gelding named Onion, who had never won a stakes race, primed for the effort of his life. Secretariat couldn't peel this onion and lost by a length. In mid-September, the bugle sounded for the first Marlboro Cup, a race created for Secretariat. He was the only 3-year-old in the race, and the chief opposition was his stablemate, Riva Ridge. If Secretariat won, he would pass the $1 million mark in earnings. If the stablemates finished 1st and 2nd, it would be the pinnacle of trainer Lauren's career. It turned into a match race between the two, but there was no doubt of the outcome. It was Secretariat all the way in another world record time of 1:45 2/5. The champion ran 2 more races in New York, losing the Woodward to Prove Out, another Alan Jerkins horse, winning his first stakes race like Onion, then winning the Man of War, his only race on grass. On a cold, rainy, windy October day at the Woodbine track, Secretariat made his only appearance in Canada, his trainer and jockey's native land. Unfortunately, the rider was serving a suspension and couldn't participate. Eddie Maple rode him that day.
The crowd is standing and they're cheering because this is his last race. He's in the stretch and the blaze is sorry. Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen, he's all of yours and he's coming to the wire. He's on top now by about 10 Secretariat has it.
So Secretariat won the Canadian International Championship and was retired. Appropriately for the horse who could run on anything, the course for that race was part grass and part dirt. 9 days later, he made a farewell ceremonial appearance at Aqueduct, then was sent to Claiborne Farm for stud duty. He was champion 3-year-old, champion grass horse, and horse of the year. No horse has ever been as closely identified with its owner as Secretariat was. Penny Chenery had fought for her father's stable, and when Secretariat came along, she won the hearts of the people just as her horse did. She was the embodiment of what the gracious lady horse owner should be. For some years, Secretariat was a good sire, but not great. But then came 1986 Horse of the Year, Lady's Secret, and in 1988, his son, Risen Star, who won the Preakness and the Belmont. Secretariat now had done it all.